Hello, welcome to Imperial Truth, your source for honest and clear reporting. Here is the news for February 27, 2025.
The Trump administration has directed federal agencies to prepare for significant staff reductions, with layoffs expected to commence after a March 13 deadline. This initiative, referred to internally as reductions in force, aims to streamline government operations and reduce spending. The layoffs will primarily target employees with less than 1 year of service, who have fewer job protections. To date, approximately 100,000 federal workers have accepted early release or been terminated under DOGE. The administration has not disclosed the total number of layoffs. These actions have raised concerns among federal employees and their representatives about the future of public service employment.
President Donald Trump stated on February 26 that Ukraine can forget about joining NATO as part of any future peace agreement with Russia. This declaration signifies a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy, potentially altering the balance of power in Eastern Europe. The announcement has elicited varied reactions from international leaders and defense analysts. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell rejected Trump's stance, emphasizing the EU's support for Ukraine's sovereignty and right to choose its alliances. The Kremlin, meanwhile, welcomed the U.S. position, viewing it as a step toward addressing Russia's security concerns.
The U.S. Supreme Court has begun hearing arguments in the case of Marlene Amos, a heterosexual woman from Ohio alleging workplace discrimination based on her sexual orientation. Amos claims she was passed over for a promotion in favor of less qualified homosexual colleagues, asserting this violates the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Lower courts dismissed her lawsuit, stating she failed to demonstrate circumstances indicating her employer discriminates against majority groups. This case could set a precedent, potentially making it easier for individuals from majority groups to file workplace discrimination claims. A ruling in favor of Amos may lead to an increase in reverse discrimination lawsuits, amidst ongoing discussions over diversity and inclusion policies in the workplace. The Supreme Court's decision will have far-reaching implications for employment law.
The U.S. Supreme Court has temporarily allowed the Trump administration to freeze foreign aid funding by pausing a federal judge's order to release billions in USAID funds. The Chief Justice issued an interim order, providing the court additional time to consider the administration's request to block the ruling. The administration has decided to cut most U.S. foreign aid contracts as part of President Trump's agenda, affecting over 90% of U.S. foreign aid and more than $58 billion in assistance. Aid organizations have filed lawsuits, claiming the agencies have illegally frozen all foreign aid payments, severely impacting global humanitarian relief efforts. The administration maintains its right to review and cancel contracts that do not align with its policies, while allegedly trying to comply with court orders in good faith.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, along with the state's Democratic congressional delegation, has sent a letter to the Office of Management and Budget demanding the release of $1.88 billion in withheld funds. The letter, addressed to OMB Director Vaught, emphasizes the critical need for these funds to support essential state programs and services. The withheld funds were previously approved by Congress but have yet to be disbursed by the federal government. Governor Pritzker expressed concern over the impact of the funding delay on Illinois residents, particularly those relying on social services and infrastructure projects. The letter urges the OMB to expedite the release of the funds to prevent further disruption to state operations. This situation highlights the administration's attempts to force compliance of the states via federal funds.
Recent studies suggest that the widely accepted average human body temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit may no longer be accurate. Research indicates that normal body temperature varies from person to person, depending on factors such as age, sex, height, and weight. Additionally, it fluctuates throughout the day. A study by Stanford Medicine found that normal body temperature varies from person to person, depending on their age, sex, height, and weight. This challenges the long-held standard established in the 19th century. Researchers attribute this decline to factors such as reduced inflammation and improved overall health over the course of the century.
A coalition of 23 Democratic state attorney generals have been coordinating several legal challenges to the Trump administration's executive orders. While they have been successful in stopping or slowing some of the orders, they continue to pursue every avenue to slow down the administration's moves to take total control of the government. These state attorneys planned a year in advance to be able to challenge the administration wherever possible. Their success has represented one of the meaningful ways that Democrats have been able to fight back against the administration.
A grassroots movement known as the People's Union USA has organized a 24-hour economic blackout on February 28. The initiative encourages consumers to refrain from spending money at major retailers such as Amazon and Walmart, as well as fast food chains and gas stations, for the entire day. The boycott aims to protest recent nationwide efforts to roll back diversity initiatives and other policies. Participants are urged to avoid unnecessary expenditures and, if essential purchases are needed, to support local businesses instead. The blackout is set to run from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, February 28. Organizers hope this collective action will send a strong message to policymakers and corporations about the public's stance on these issues. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on our other socials, links in the description box below. Thank you again.